Okay, boys, this is how to make sure you've installed the OneNote app on your computer. Now, we're going to see whether or not you've already got it installed. If you're on Windows, then you can go to your search here and type OneNote. And if you have it, then you should see the OneNote for Windows 10 app appear. If not, then the chances are you don't have OneNote installed. If you're on a Mac, you might have to use your Spotlight in order to figure out whether OneNote is installed. But this help is designed primarily for Windows users. Now, let's assume that you haven't got it installed, and the first thing you need to do is to go to the intranet1.sherborne.org site. So that's intranet1.sherborne.org. That's the first thing. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll come across this page, and obviously you will then click on this Sherborne School icon here, and then you need to click on Pupils, and then Office 365. Now at this point, you might be asked to log in, so you need to use your school email account and your school password. At that point, you should see a pull-down menu at the top right-hand corner called Install Office. If you select that, you will see a link that says Premium Office Apps, and you will notice that this is a link. So you click that, and then it will basically tell you that it's going to install, you just saw it appear here, this application called Setup here. So that's going to be downloaded to your computer. Once you've had it downloaded, click on that, and you need to then install the application. Now your computer may well be controlled by your parents in terms of administrative options. You basically have to be an admin user to install this. If you try and install this, for example, I'm going to try now. So if I type in my password, it's going to tell me, it's going to attempt to install it, but it's going to give me a message to say that you can't install that because I'm not an admin user. Okay, so that's why it's come up with this issue. Okay, so I'm going to try again, and this time if I go to my downloads again, or I can go through the same process again, download this link, here it is again. It's only a small download, 5.3 megabytes. So we go again. Now this time I'm going to make sure that I install this under an admin user. So when we do that, I'm going to do it under a different account. So this is how your parents might have to do this to use their username and login if that's the way that it's set up at your house. In my case, I have a local administrative rights to this computer. Okay, so once I type in my password, username and password for admin rights, it then will open up the installer. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so this time I think that we have some success. Just bear with me a second, it should appear. Here we go. We need to close some apps. So I've got Microsoft Outlook open, so I need to close Microsoft Outlook. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to close that down. Okay, and then I'm going to click continue. It will close the apps for you if they're open, or try to. I typically prefer to close them myself just to make sure there's nothing that is halfway through being written. For example, you might be typing in a Word document, you might want to save that first or whatever. Notice also I've got OneNote installed already, so I might actually close that as well. And once that happens, I then get this little icon appear and then a new window appear, and it says stay online while Office downloads. Okay, so that process is going to happen. Now what you want to install is the OneNote app. So go through the series of instructions to install OneNote. Now notice that you're also able to install Word and Excel and PowerPoint and other things, should you prefer to have the applications running locally on your computer. But certainly for OneNote, having it locally running on your computer is far better than using the one in the browser. I'm going to stop that now. Hopefully you found that useful.